Greetings, folks. This is the Black Weasel, and today we're gonna go through One Piece chapter 830. And this is right after Big Mom starts talking to Jimbei, and she already assumes the worst of what's about to happen. Alright, the name of the chapter is called He Who Gets Bet On. Now, also like to make a comment that this is the 100th chapter since Sanji became really separated from like Dressrosa, and they started going towards the zoo. But you guys get the point. Now for from the depths of the world, the 500 million Berryman arc, volume 20, the Shabody Archipelago. We see a 2-year time skip. We see Rayleigh, Silver's Rayleigh talking to different people about what's happening. I guess he's gambling again. And until the injury, I don't see Shaki with the other people, so I guess she's on her own doing something else. Anyways, the scene changes when Jimbei says Straw Hat Luffy is a man who eventually changed the world. And then this starts as a few hours earlier, and Jimbei is on Jimbei is underwater talking to somebody. He says that he may still be a bit wet behind the ears, but I sincerely believe that the one who ruled the seas will not be any of the four Yonko, but Straw Hat Luffy himself. And there's a flashback of Jimbei remembering that Luffy starts crying and he says that I am weak. Like there was the first time that Admiral Kinyu broke his spirit. Like it was really awful to see that page because like the truly optimistic man who believes he can do anything he wants to. And then Jimmy says, I would like to aid this man in his endeavors. I wish to board his ship and sacrifice his life and mine for him if need be. I assume that these actions will in the end result in a fight for the true freedom for the fisherman race as well. And Jimbei is talking to a bunch of fishman species and Wadusami on the sea floor. And then Aladdin says, over these past 2 years, you're out of the name of Luffy countless times. If you're passionate and trust in this man is honest and just, and do not see any reason why you should not turn your words into actions. And Jimmy says, oh, have I really been talking about him that often? And Aladdin starts laughing, like, foo, go and follow your aspirations, Jimmy. And he's very surprised that Jimmy said, you guys really okay with this? And one of the fishermen says, Captain, why would any one of us complain? And another person says, you, a former officer in Neptune's army, traded that in for the life of a pirate, simply for the opportunity to fight alongside ex-Meriwal slaves like us. Oh, these guys were all slaves. Yeah, they have the symbols of the Sun Pirates around them. And then somebody else says, furthermore, you only accepted the promotion to Chichibukai in order to elevate the status of as fishermen as a whole to the entire world, which he already did. And then somebody else says, and we know your reason for joining Big Mom as one of the subordinate crews was not only to protect all of us, but protect our kingdom using her name. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And then somebody else says, Captain, you always make decisions in your life as how it will benefit those around you. And then Aladdin says, you no longer need to carry that burden, Jimbei. And he starts looking at Aladdin. And then the other people says, here, please think about yourself for once, Jimbei. And then Jimbei's very surprised when they say, from this point forward, it's okay to follow your own desires and be a bit selfish. And people start cheering him on and saying, go on, Jimbei, yeah, Captain. And the other people said, we can manage perfectly fine ourselves, so don't you worry about us. And then Jimbei says, I have no words for how grateful I am. And then Jimbei says, well, somebody says, in any case, even if we all support his decision, I doubt Big Mom will let himself off the hook so easily. And then somebody says, worst case scenario, if her rage gets directed towards all of us, all we gotta do is run for our lives. Yeah, because like Big Mom can't swim underwater. Well, at this point, I think all of the Yonkus have to eat some type of devil fruit abilities. They are monsters. So yeah, somebody says, but won't this put Aladdin in an awkward situation? Because we have a full debut of Aladdin, um, in today. Like he was shoved into the flashbacks before then, but now he's the vice captain of the Sun Pirates. He's a goat's beard Brotula fishman, that kind of fishman. And then somebody says, I mean, since he's tied to knot with Miss Praline, and is now a member of Big Mom's mere family at all. Who's Miss Praline? Another fishman? Huh. And then out of the blue, some girl says, oh my, shouldn't you boys be a bit more worried about little old me? And this girl is introduced as the 29th daughter of the Charlotte family, Charlotte Praline. This girl is a hammered shark half mermaid. What the heck? She's weird looking. I don't even want to know. She started laughing like sha sha sha. And all the people are surprised, and they said, "Whoa, miss, were you eavesdropping this entire time?" And then she gets pissed off and says, "What, are you trying to hide something from me? I thought our relationship was better than that." And people start saying, "Eek." And then Praline says, "Aladdin, don't tell me you're planning on deserting me if all this isn't sit well with Mama." And then Aladdin said, "No, of course not. I'm sure I'll be able to negotiate with her." And Aladdin says, "Negotiate, there's absolutely no need." And he hugs, she hugs Aladdin and says that, "You know that I choose you over Mama any day of the week, darling. Take me with you in the event that anything happens." And people start, and the citizens starts cheering out, "Kia, such passionate love." And Jimbei says, "Forgive me, Watsumi. I drag you all the way out here and now." And Watsumi says, "No, that's okay. I'm having a lot of fun with everyone around. And Jimbei says, "In any case, Praline, do you truly believe that we incur Mama's wrath if I left?" And then Praline says, "Well, now, let's see. You want to be the first person who tried to leave." And then Praline says, "Having said that, not a single soul who is brave enough to utter such words has lived to see another day." Sha sha sha. What the heck? Well, Jimbei can run underwater. Now, the flashback ends, and we are now in the present time, on Whole Cake Island, present time, capital, Sweet City. And somebody yells out, Sir Moscato has died." And somebody says, "Please don't leave us, Sir Moscato." I think one of the little citizens starts crying, and somebody says, "Move aside." And somebody else says, "Hurry up and remove the body." And the candy guard says, "Yes, ma'am." And he removes Sir Moscato's body. And then this person says, "Do you not leave for even a single second? Do you hear me?" And he's talking towards somebody else. And the little kid says, "Hey, Sir Manjaro, what boss and Jimbei also be killed?" And the guy says, "Hell if I know. The only thing I can say for certain is when Mama flies into a rage, no one is safe, not even her own son." I think there's a panel of some black jellos. Like, they have a frown face going on. I'm not sure what they are, but they're holding a basket full of stuff. Anyways, we go. The scene changes. The scene changes into Sweet City, the Whole Cake Chatu, and Mama says, "So you want to cut ties with me, Jimbei?" And the candies, the talking candy says, "Why, boss? Please don't leave, boss. Why you must go?" And Big Mom grabs one of the candies, and one of the candies says, "Sweet," and Big Mom says, "Silence." And Big Mom says, "Don't ask idiots who wish to leave why they want to leave. Big Mom said, I don't give a damn about his reasons. And Big Mom says, hey, we're both pirates. We should try to live freely, just as all pirates strive to do. And then, and Jimbei is looking at her. And Big Mom says, however, you brought shame upon my house by suggesting that you wanted to terminate our bonds as a family. And Big Mom also says, Jimbei, your departure would cause the huge void cost me a valuable and powerful resource. And Jimbei says, well, sure. And Big Mom said, don't you sure me? It's only fair that you lose something valuable as well. That's the only way we could call this a fair trade, wouldn't you agree? And she said, mama. And dang, this obese woman is very, very scary. And then she says, bring in the roulette, which is kind of a gambling table. And she's sort of like a businesswoman, so that sort of makes sense. And Jimbei is surprised, and she's... Well, Big Mom starts laughing, like, ha 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 ha. And then Big Mom said, now and then, what exactly will it be that you'll be losing? And we have this roulette table of... What the hell? We have body parts, a head, legs, arms, and numbers ranging from 10 to 100 to 1,000. I don't like where this is going. And of course, that scene ends. What the hell? Anyway, the scene changes towards nighttime in the seas within Big Mom's territory, and the Stanji rescue team are between the nuts and the biscuit. So they had to pass Candy in order to make towards Whole Cake Island. And Luffy says, it's so sweet. Now Chopper said, it's so sweet. And then Luffy says, can we just stop here and go to sleep for a while? And Nami said, are you nuts? What are we going to do if those ants start attacking us again? And then Pedro says, this will start to flow once the warmth of the sun returns during the day. But at night, this area gets quite cold and the sea ends up freezing. And then Nami says, it would have been nice if you could have mentioned that a bit earlier. And Brooke says, everyone, a primary focus would be to melt this stuff, so we can hightail it out of the sea of Muziani, which stands for sweet syrup. And Luffy says, roger that. And Brooke says, just so we're clear, I'll only temporarily put that swarm of ants to sleep. And Kara said, it'll be chaos if they woke up again. And then Pedro says, I once had my ship eaten down to the last plank by these ants. And someone says, yikes. And Luffy says, but what were you doing in a place like this? And Kara says, Pedro used to be a pirate, just like Pecans. And Luffy says, what? For real? And Pedro says, honestly, I didn't know anything about it at that time. I thought I was simply an explorer, but they ended up putting a bounty on my head. That's funny as hell way to say it. Like, yeah, of course, people don't know anything about it at the time. How would I know? Anyways, and Pedro says, I'll only accompany Pecans midway. And Pedro says, I'm only sharing this with you because of the trust that has been built. But we were on a journey to discover poneglyphs. And Pedro says, we just wanted to be an asset to our master Nico Mamushi in any way that we could. And Pedro said, the day we finally step foot into Big Mom's territory will be the last of our journey. And Pedro says, the truth is, I've fallen here once before. This can't be good. And everyone is surprised. Nami, Chopper, Luffy, Carrot, Brooke. Pedro said that is not something I have not shared with many. And Carrot said I had no idea. And Nami says, so this place must bring back those awful memories. And Pedro says, if my experiences here end up aiding us in our plan to rescue, actually, I wouldn't have it any other way. Besides, I doubt that my tagging along would turn out to be a waste of any of our times. And people are surprised. Then Pedro says, I was told our Duke and Master showed you all our road poneglyphs. And Luffy said, yep. And then Pedro said, when I first heard of this, I could not believe my ears. Though you're all saviors, the last time we showed that to outsiders who were members of the Kuzuki clan was precisely 26 years ago. What the hell? That's a long time. And the Pedro says, feels like ages since we showed Napoleon to Goldie Roger and his crew. And people says, the Pirate King? And Pedro says, afterwards, Roger made it to Raftail and became known as the Pirate King. And Luffy is surprised as hell. And then Pedro says, I believe that Duke, Nirameshi, and Master Neko Mamushi are seeing similarities between their crew and yours. They must be confident that you lot will become people who will end up needing a road pointing glyph. And Pedro says, what will you do after you defeat Kaidu? And then Luffy says, what? That's so far in the future. And then Pedro says, after that, you will surely need to make use of the road pulling glyph Big Mom possesses. And then Pedro says, if this is the case, you will not have a better opportunity than this, seeing as how we've been able to sneak this far into our territory. And then Pedro says it would be wise for you to steal her road pointing glyph in addition to rescuing your crewmate Sanji. And then Luffy says, well, Robin did ask us to do pretty much what you just said, so when we arrived at the island, would you mind buying me a bit at a time? I promise I will successfully steal the pointing glyph this time around. And then Luffy says, well, if it's for our sake, then we'll go with you. And Pedro says, no, please focus your attention on Sanji. Things will get far more complicated once you manage to take him back. And then Luffy says, oh yeah, alright then, I'll leave it to you. She. And Nami says, wait, that sounded way too easy. And Kara starts laughing, ha ha ha. And Luffy says, okay, that's a plan. And Brooke says, I suppose Luffy was simply born with this kind of fate. And Brooke says, yo ho ho. And somebody says, you say something, Brooke? And Brooke says, oh, nothing. I'm not much different, I guess. And somebody else says, you'll get no argument from me. Yo ho ho. And I think the ants are waking up. And Chopper says, And they yelled out, the ants are awake! And they charge at the pirates and... And the next morning, the scene changes, and Luffy says, hey guys, wake up. Brooke says, we're here. And Kara starts saying, whoa. And they finally made it towards Whole Cake Island. And they say it's an actual cake. And Luffy says, ginormous. So this is the island where Yonkou lives. And then Pedro says, the tallest cake you can see in the distance is the castle where Big Mom currently resides. Castle? That's what Luffy said. And Brooke says, Nami shall continue going straight ahead. And Nami said, yes, I heard that the cave over there is the only location where the security doesn't make their rounds. And Luffy said, there's someone standing at the coast. That's... And that's how the chapter ends. Yep, that's how the chapter ends.